Second half in both of those games this past week, you guys were really able to defensively step up and shut both those teams down. Just talk about what adjustments you guys made in those games, and does that show you that this team can play a complete game with that defense in the league?
I think we just picked up our pressure on the defensive end. The drought where teams were scoring a lot, we didn't have enough pressure on the ball and wasn't communicating like we normally do. And the last two second halves this week, it's just how we play defense. It's just race of basketball.
Yeah, like he said, we just communicated better. We came out in the second half, both games, got some more 50-50 balls, and just played race of basketball and just flew around the court.
Do you guys feel like, with how physical, Coach talked a little bit about it, but how physical the JSU game was, that you guys learned a lot from that and have taken that and really imposed your will in some of these critical matchups, down 5 against Tech, down 7 against BIU, down 6-7 against SIU Edwardsville, but there's been a toughness factor and you guys have channeled it?
I would say it's just really us trying to play a complete game. I feel like if we play a whole game of basketball how we did the last two second halves we played, it will be a great team. So we just have some slow starts, and that allow a team to get up on us and have a lead.
Yeah, like he said, we just trying to play a complete half of basketball. It's not really us thinking about the past or who we play. It's about just us trying to get better each game, each day.
Darnell, how would you evaluate the progress that you've made this season from when you stepped on campus to right now when you're just coming off of back-to-back double-doubles?
I would just say I still got a lot of getting better to do, Still got a lot more things with fouls, me making better reads, me just being a better communicator on defense and on the court. So I say I made good progress, but, I still got a lot of getting better to do.
You're a player that kind of plays below the rim, but you're able to score using skills that a lot of big guys don't have. Talk about your ability to score when other guys maybe could jump higher or maybe a little slower than you.
It's just about angles, just getting the right position before you get the ball, just knowing where you're at on the court, and just using your IQ to finish.
Coach talked about in the season you getting in condition and losing weight. How do you feel like you are at that point, and is there a certain goal you're trying to get to?
I feel like I've gotten better with my conditioning and weight, but I'm not really trying to get to a certain point. I'm just trying to whatever weight I get to or keep getting down to and play as long as I can for as hard as I can. So luckily each game I keep increasing.
Ja, I've noticed the last couple of games when you've been on some assists to Cohort that you get pretty excited when you watch him, inside do work. Just talk about that aspect for you.
It's just something I love to do. Seeing my teammates' success and just seeing a smile on their face. I'd probably say that's one of my favorite things to do, to pass the ball and just to see me throw a pass and they go and finish. It makes my day just as it makes theirs.
What about watching Cohort, though, and the way he's able to score inside like that?
I know he's a great post player. He got great feet, can move with and without the ball. So I have a lot of trust in him being able to score down low. So I just feed him the ball and just let him go to work.
Against SIU Edwardsville, I know Dave says you score your usual 0 assists against Edwardsville. Very rare thing. And then obviously second half you come out with 6, lead the floor with 20 points. Hey, what is it about SIUE in particular that they took away from you, or was it just a tough half of basketball?
Nah, it's just we wasn't knocking down shots that we normally hit. So I say that's probably why I didn't have any assists. And in the second half, we started knocking down shots and was scoring the ball, and that allowed my teammates to score, which give me assists. So I say that's probably what it was.
Darnell, this is one of the better rivalries in college basketball with Austin Peay on Thursday. Is that something that this team has talked about, or is it just the proverbial another game on the schedule?
Everybody knows the situation, but, we want to approach it as another game, and then we got to prepare the same way, prepare to win. So just come out, have 3 great days of practice, and just prepare to win.
In the last 2 games against the top 2 teams in the OVC, Jacksonville State and Belmont, you guys haven't performed well. Is that in the back of your minds going into a game like this against Austin Peay that's right up there with you guys in the standings?
Not at all. Those games are in the past. We're just focusing on the next most important thing, and today that would be a good practice, and so on down the week, and just prepare to go and get a win on the road.
Ja, how much pride do you take in your decent defensive aspect of the floor? I know a lot of people talk about your ability as a player on the offensive end, but how much pride do you take defensively?
I take a lot in it. Now I play a lot of minutes, so I just try to find ways that I can get a breather, and now I'm just working on, instead of taking breaks on the defensive end, trying to get in the offensive end, like going a call to where I can be positioned in one spot or just feed him in the post, so I won't have to do as much on the offensive end, so I can perform on the defensive end.
Darnell, what areas of your game do you feel like you need to improve on the most?
For me, all of them, but I would say, finishing. On the defensive end, I feel like I can get better off the ball, instead of just sitting there watching my man, in the help side or backside. I feel like I can get better communicating and being the help side. But really, just me getting better just on the offensive end, finishing, making better decisions. That's about it.
Getting the start in the last 2 games, has that changed your approach at all, or has it just been the same?
No, I still prepare the same way. It hasn't really changed my approach. Coach always talks about next man up. So when he told me I was getting the start, it was just another day. Got ready the same way, prepared the same way.
Do you listen to any of the replays that they post of games with like Neil Bradley and Kenny Roth? Because Kenny, I feel like has like an affinity for you, because every time you go up and score, big baby girth or
Meat hook.
Nah, I don't like to listen to the social media and stuff sometimes. So I do hear it sometimes, but no, I don't really go, watch out for it.
Apparently, Jacques. The meat hook, is that? Do we like that? Do we not like that? Is that the play call?
Nah, it doesn't bother me. I don't know about him, but I know every time he go do the hook, I'm gonna say it's the meat hook.
Is that the name of the play now? Is that called the meat hook? Just call the play?
Yeah, if you do a jump hook, it's a meat hook.
On a lighter side, John, I've always been curious. A lot of NBA players, obviously, you choose from and admire. I've always wanted to know, though, why Westbrook? What about him, and what got you to following him and his career?
I would say it's probably more of his all-around game. He do a lot on the floor, and just the drive and aggressiveness he plays with, like with a chip on his shoulder. And I just feel like that's how I play. I try to do everything I can on the floor to help my team win, and also I play with this chip on my shoulder and play aggressive. So.